Hi, Collective. It's Intuitive Pisces Moon bringing you another collective reading. Today, I am going to do a spread called the Heroine's Journey, and I actually found this in the Archetypes guidebook. So that's one of the decks we'll be using today. These are all the decks that are going to be in this spread today. So I really like the idea to put these together. It's only 5 cards, 5 questions, but we're going to use a bunch of decks and kind of clarify as we go. So I look forward to hearing from you, and we will see you when we get started. Thanks. All right, Collected, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Again, that's the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck right there in front of you. Now, what we're going to go through is the heroine's journey. I did mention that. What is a heroine? A heroine is a woman admired or idealized for her courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. Okay? And so this is about her journey. And there's only 5 cards. So the first one is the call, which is something that your inner voice, agitation, dissatisfaction, or inspiration that prompts you to courageously embark on a new journey. So this is basically like, what in your life is calling you to start a new journey? So let's just pull that first card and see what the call is. What's the call for the heroine's journey? All right, there we go, the heart. So is your heart calling you to take a journey? Okay. And before we get into the book on that, I am going to get a tarot underneath it so we can clarify all together. So let's get one tarot card. So let's get a tarot card for the call. What is the call for the heroine's journey? First card we have is heart. And under that we have the moon. Okay. So that to me very much says, I don't know why the phrase that's coming out is the quiet calls of your heart. The quiet. So this is not something that's roaring like a lion. This is just a quiet, serene energy that's coming from your heart space. Now the moon can also indicate hidden emotions. So maybe this is something that you're not forwardly or outright discussing yet with anybody. Again, the quiet calls of the heart. So these are just things that you know in your heart are calling you to go somewhere, to take a journey, something prompting you, inspiration, whatever the case is. So let's go ahead and get into the deck to read about the heart. Okay. So the heart stands for the home, the center, the throne. And when it is in light energy, it is expansive, knowing, and gentle clarity. Okay, very good. That's what I said with the soft whispers of the heart. When dark, you could be fraught, tangled, or betrayal. All right. There is a song that they recommend with this, and it's by Nina Simone, which I love Nina Simone. It's called Wild is the Wind. So if anybody is aware of that song or wants to go look it up, that is what this book is calling towards with this card. So let's get into the message. It says, it is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in between. It is common for us to leave this archetypal center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. Wow. Okay, so I think that's a pretty strong and potent message there for the first card out. Something in your heart is calling you to go do something. Okay, let's get another deck out and see what else we have. Oh, there it is. Confidence came out. It says that it comes with time and practice. So maybe that's something that a lot of people, I guarantee, are in the midst of working on with themselves and within their heart even. Self-confidence can be tricky because, growing up, we may have thought we had confidence, but we were utilizing the opinions of others to give us that confidence, which technically is not a true form of confidence. We shouldn't be requiring external validation to be confident. So what real confidence is self-love and just loving yourself so much that you know your truth and that the opinions of others don't even matter to you at this point. So with this card, I'm also being shown that this is something that, again, maybe your heart or your soul is calling you to do. Maybe it's something that you have struggled with for a long time and have relied on the external validation, and it's time to take that journey inward, as per what the heart card message said. Find your self-love, find your confidence, and explore your emotions. The moon is all about kind of duality as well, because in the actual card here, it shows kind of two halves. You have like a normal dog barking at the moon, and then some kind of werewolf type of thing howling at the moon. So it's about our dualities and our internal natures. So that is lovely. All right, I'm gonna use the next deck is my Goddess Guidance Oracle. And this was actually the very, very first deck I ever bought, ever. And it was a while ago. So I just want to shuffle these and see if we can get any advice from the goddesses. So I do have my Freya statue here. She's probably in here somewhere. So let's see what goddess we have to go along with the call. There she is. 2. We got 2 people. All right, so we have Austera, which stands for fertility, and Rhiannon, which is a sorceress. So for Austera, we have, it is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. That's beautiful. For Rhiannon, we have, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Beautiful. All right, so let's read on Austera first, okay? So I am just going to get into the meanings of the card. And it says, this card signifies pregnancy. You will be involved with a successful child conception, adoption, or custody resolution. Your desire will fully manifest in the springtime. There will be a resurrection of the old. Your new idea or venture will be successful. It's an opportune time to make life changes. Wow. I think that's great that it really does go along with what was being said here. Let's read on Rhiannon. All right. And her meaning is, have absolute faith that your dream is manifested. Make a clear decision. Put your energy into manifesting your dreams. Know that you deserve to receive good. When you win, others win too. And keep your thoughts focused on your desire and away from fear. Okay? See, that is great because underneath we have the confidence card, and somebody who could be sitting in a fear mentality might be in low confidence. So, what this is saying is to, you know, gain your confidence by dropping what you're scared of. So, fear, let go of fear. Your confidence will come naturally over time, and you can manifest your reality. All right. So, next deck I want to get into, it's called Pure Magic Oracle. And I love these because these kind of go into different elements. And then sometimes it even gives you like a spell at the end or a ritual. So we'll see what wants to come out for the call. That one there that flew all the way across the floor. Okay. We have Bridget. All right. Which is Psychic Flames 333, Sacred Milk, and Druid Magic. All right. Let's read on that. So that's number 25. All right. So this is the Gothic of Celtic pantheon. According to a legend, Brigid was the daughter of the pagan Irish king and Pictish slave who converted to Christianity. She is also referred to as Bride in Scotland and Brigitannia in England. Even before her birth, her story was littered with magical omens and divine signs. Her mother gave birth to Brigid at sunrise while literally at the threshold of her home, with one foot on either side. When Brigid was still a babe, a druid witnessed 3 fire angels anointing the child with oil and sprinkling her body with holy water. The druid took her in and raised her on milk from a magical cow. Today, Bridget is the patroness of poetry, medicine, divination, and craftsmanship. She is venerated at shrines, churches, and wells. She is invoked for fertility, prosperity, healing, and prophecy. The survival of her legacy echoes so strongly throughout history that her path is said to overlap with various legends, including the famed Wizard of Avalon, Merlin himself. And it is hotly debated that the Saint Bridget of Ireland is, in fact, the canonized identity of the goddess herself. When Irish and Scots Irish indentured servants were deported from Haiti during the 17th century, Bridget is said to have transformed and became Mammon Brigitte in the Vaudois pantheon. Even in that form, she is invoked for protection of children. Her visage is represented by the hearth fire and a perpetual flame, and she is often worshipped in conjunction with the god Cernunnos. He is instinctively recognized for her fiery red hair, resembling the sacred fire she was anointed into at birth. Her feast days are 1 and 2 of February, and in Ireland it is traditional to craft a St. Bridget's cross from the stem of a juncus flower, also commonly known as rushes. Mother and midwife to all beings on earth, Bridget arrives in the name of the divine and extends her arms to you in embrace. She grants you health and healing and works deeply within the chakras that govern expression, compassion, and sacred connection. She reminds us to place importance on creative liberty and to discover the power in the vulnerable heart. The triple goddess walks toward you from the forest and sends out her eternal flame to you. The protective warmth of life is returning and joy is soon to come. Her breath restores life to the dead and offers wisdom to those who are able to shed their ego. All right. That beautifully goes along with this pile, and I love it. So there is a magic spell, and it says create a personal offering to the life-giving goddess with a hand-woven sweetgrass cross. While rushes are plentiful in Ireland, you can alternate with reeds or straw, but be sure to soak them in water for a few hours before beginning to soften them. And that's what it looks like. So that's Bridget's cross. Let's see if we can pull that up there. All right. Okay. So that's all I have for that deck. Let's go on to the last deck. And this is the Rose Oracle. So that's this one here. Rebecca Campbell. Okay. So we're going to get one Rose Oracle. And then we'll be done with this pile and we'll move on. Okay, what Rose Oracle wants to come out for this pile here? This one. We have healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It is safe to soften. Wow. I think that's beautiful. Let's read on it. Healing is happening. Okay. You're not broken. You're part of the ever-changing nature of life. Ever-changing, ever-changing, ever-changing. Change is your natural state. The rose knows that you were never meant to stay the same, to be one single shape, size, or way. You're not normal, and that's normal. You're always becoming more and more of who you truly are. Healing is happening every moment of every day. You're returning to your true state every moment of every day. Call in your support team of people who can hold you in that. You can trust in the grace of your natural state. A true healer knows that they're not the one doing the healing. Rather, they're holding the vision of the return to wholeness. Knowing that wholeness isn't a stagnant state, when you embrace all parts of life, from the ecstasy to the agony, the joy to the grief, the bloom to the fall, the bud to the rosehip, you'll realize that healing is always happening and life is on your side. No one is immune to the polarity of the human experience. The only way through it is to embrace all parts of it, the light and the shadow. And as any healer or initiate knows, the only way to the light is to embrace the shadow within. The shadow and sometimes the pain. It is a portal to your liberation. You're not broken. You're healing. Healing is happening. Trust in the timing of life. And then the affirmation is healing is happening. So you can repeat that 3 times. You can say it daily. You can do it however often you feel that you need to do it. But that's where we're at with that pile. And that's the last deck I have for that pile. Okay, we're going to jump into the second one, which is the threshold. These would be obstacles to your leaving, the habit that wants to hold you back. It's likely it has held you back many times before. All right. So we know what we're being called to do here from our heart, what we want, where we want to go, that sort of thing. So now we're seeing what's holding us back. Okay, what's holding us back from doing that? All right. So we got the vessel. And I'm just getting to that one, so give me one moment while I pull it up in the book so we can read on it. Okay, So the vessel stands for the body, the container, the cup. When light, it is stable, strong, and graceful. When dark, you may feel trapped or being in a bubble. Okay, so remember, this is what's holding you back. The song that they recommend is "Loving Cup" by the Rolling Stones. So if that relates to anybody, or if anybody wants to go check that out. All right, the message we have for the vessel. It says it may be the most powerful archetypal form on Earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid. Stoves hold fire. Our bodies hold organs. Our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect the eggs. Savings accounts protect our earnings. Even the planets are contained within their circular orbit. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full? Or perhaps there is no vessel at all, and the contents spill in every direction. It is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. It is time for you to build, break, or repair. You must find out. All right. Wow. I find that very amazing considering what we were talking about. So you can see on the picture, there is a cup, but then there's like a female body in the cup. Okay. So what I attribute that to is, yes, the cup holds the emotions and holds the liquid, holds the whatever. But what I'm seeing here is that we need to tear down whatever we thought we were or whatever we thought we needed to be. Again, with that external validation. Maybe our confidence thus far, if you've had any confidence at all, because, the world is not a nice place and it's not the best atmosphere to have us in a confident energy. It's not meant to, unfortunately. In fact, it's meant to really do the opposite. If you think about beauty ads, how many of them are directed at to make yourself look better, to make yourself appear better, to feel or look a certain way. A lot of it is like a mask. If you think about what you're doing when you're putting makeup on, you're putting something over your face. And while, yes, some people could argue that you're enhancing your features, and that is also true, but we know deep down inside when we put makeup on or wear certain clothes or do our hair a certain way, what we're trying to accomplish with it. Okay? Some people do so much to themselves to alter who they are to impress others. Some may do it out of self-love and to say, you know what, I think I would feel best if I looked this way or if I was this way. But here's the thing. We're all born babies. Babies don't wear makeup. Yes, we all wear clothes as babies and our parents choose the clothes and we have no choices up until a certain point. Here's the thing with that. Our blood is all red. Underneath, we all have skeletons. Not like skeletons in the closet, but literal skeletons under our beings. And so rather than trying to fit in, to look like everybody else, I admire personally the ones that choose to embrace their beauty in its fullest and be confident in it. Let your freak flag fly, let your weirdness out. I don't want to meet somebody that is the same as everybody else, because what makes you different? Me personally, I am on a soul level attracted to people who are, quote unquote weird, different, whatever, because it takes a lot of courage to embrace your own uniqueness and to go out into the world confidently with it. Because there probably have been many times where somebody has shut you down. Maybe you did as a kid feel confident in yourself, and you had a brother or a sister or a parent or cousins or whoever, friends even, that tore you down in some way and said, nah, you shouldn't wear that. You look terrible. You should lose some weight because you're getting kind of big. Maybe you should gain some weight because you're too skinny. There's so many things that people say. Growing up for me, it was with glasses. I do wear glasses, and I am pretty blind without my glasses. I need them. As a kid, I was very self-conscious because I got called four eyes, and just kids are mean. They can be mean too. Kids have no filter, though. That's the difference. Yes, there are adults with no filter, but kids just speak the brutally honest truth, and they don't necessarily know or care what it does to anybody. It's not, whatever. So anyways, with the vessel, this is about loving your body, embracing your body as it is. Not, oh, if I lost 10 more pounds, I would be more beautiful. Or if I just dyed my hair this color, then I would be more beautiful. No, the whole thing with the journeying within and doing your shadow work is about releasing all those phrases in your head said by other people, likely insecure with their own self and wanting to drag you down with them and make you feel insecure too. I've experienced it so many times in my life where you are confident, you leave the house, you feel good about yourself, and it only takes one person to say something negative to you. And then all of a sudden your confidence is down in the toilet. And you're just like, wow, how could I allow that to happen? It's on you not to let that happen. Just throwing that out there. You do have a choice in the matter, and we don't always have to allow other people to dictate how we feel about ourselves. It's on us. It's self-love. It's self-worth, self-love, self-confidence. All right. Yep, we got the 8 of Swords with this one. And that was the feeling like you're trapped or feeling like you're in a bubble. You remember the dark side with this card? That's this right here. So some of you may feel stuck or trapped. And that could be in a physical sense. That could be in a mental sense. Maybe some of you, it's really hard to get confidence because you never had it. You don't know what it feels like. You don't know how to get it. I'm telling you, shadow work. Do your shadow work. You don't know what shadow work is? It is addressing and facing your fears, your negative qualities, or what you shove in a closet because you consider it to be a negative quality. You can kind of look at this picture as you are letting other people put these swords around you and making you feel trapped or like you're in a bubble. But what they teach you about this card in tarot is that, there's no swords in the front here. And these are loosely wrapped around you. At any point in time, you could remove the bondage and walk away. But that's part of doing the self-love thing because, think of this as you stuck here with the opinions of others around you. It can be hard to walk away from that because some of these people may be important to you in your life. Again, friends, family, parents, relatives, siblings, whatever, your spouse. Whatever it is that's making you feel trapped, you have the power to walk away because this is other people's opinions and trying to bind you and make you feel stuck. All right, let's get into the next deck, which is the Goddesses. Oops, Sorry, I lied. It is the Believe in Your Own Magic deck. Okay, let's just get one card for this pile. For the vessel, for the threshold. Witch, justice is coming. Okay. What I see with that is if there were people in the past, and again, I'm not trying to say either that people do this to you on purpose. There's going to be times where it's somebody else's trauma that's making them act the way they do. And if we are healed, we are almost putting up a shield against it and saying, no, I don't accept your vision of what you think I am. I don't fit in your box of what you say I am. But sometimes it's done maliciously and on purpose, unfortunately. So with the justice is coming, I'm actually seeing that for any that put you in this place, they're going to get what's coming to them. I love the justice card. It literally gives me a chill throughout my body every time I see the justice card because it makes me feel like, thank God something's being done about this. Because it can be tiring to live a life feeling like this. I am telling you, it is no fun. All right. Now we're going to get the goddess card and see what goes along with that. Okay, last time 2 came out. I'm not attached to any amount of cards that need to come out. I just want to kind of get something to go with this pile here. All right. What do we have on the threshold? What's holding you back? What goddess wants to come out? This one. Artemis. She is the guardian. And it says you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. I wholeheartedly believe that, and that's why justice is coming. I think that is beautiful. Now she's got a bow and arrow, so that could also relate to Sagittarius, to anybody listening. Maybe you're a Sagittarius. Let's read on it. Okay, she's going to be in the beginning. All right. So, meanings of this card is the angels are watching over you and your family. Your future is safe and secure. All your needs are being met and always will be. And the worst is now behind you. Yes. I love it. It's amazing. So it's basically saying that you've dealt with a lot. That's not a good place to be sitting in. Then you go to so this is the 8 of Swords. When you go to the 9 of Swords, it's like, oh my God, nightmares and anxiety and just, it's just ugly energy. So let's get out of that before we go there. And then the 10 of Swords is literal death. Anyways, somebody's likely made you feel less than in your life, and possibly more than one person. And what this is saying is you don't need to worry about it. You are divinely protected now and always, and that justice is coming for that situation. So hang in there. Hang in there. It will get better. All right. Let's go to the next deck, which is the Pure Magic deck. So let's see what wants to come out for this pile. What do we have for the threshold? Okay. We have Pyrokinesis. So it's 2 fire cards that came out there. And then Sagittarius with a fire. So fire energy may be symbolic to somebody. Maybe you are a fire sign, or somebody that's a fire sign. But this is also a yin-yang, which is pretty cool. So it says debate, rage, revolution, and attention. Okay. Before I even read into that, I'm also seeing that maybe you need to get pissed to get out of this. That's what I'm seeing. And now I want to read and see what the book says. So that's 27. It says, how do you handle the fire inside you? Are you in control of your element, or is it on the verge of exploding into the world? We all start with a balance of masculine and feminine duality, a yin and yang of sorts. The unbalanced masculine sits down at a table and decides that unemotional arguments are rational and good. In this thinking, the feminine is looked upon as over-emotional and irrational. But this is purely the mind of an unbalanced masculine obsessed with control and holding deep internal fear. What happens then when we need the emotional to step forward and fight with passion for life itself? This is when the pyrokinesis grows. Divine rage explodes and unleashes its raw, oppressed wrath, demanding attention of all who feel her courage. Burn, baby, burn. It also reminded me of that song, we don't need no water, let the mother burn. All right. Witches, heathens, hags, these titles have a feminine connotation, and when used in when used in sour context, become curses thrown to those who fail to understand the purpose of the wild power, but no longer. Call on the wild flame within and allow your energies to channel with balanced rage. Take a stand and burn down the building of corrupt values, goddesses and spirits such as Kali, Anet, Hel, Urzuli, and even Joan of Arc step forward as icons of command and battle. You are guided to call on the courage from within and make a stand for your community, minority, and sacred heart. You have lessons to teach once you make way for the warrior within to claim her place at the table. If you are being bullied, coerced, oppressed, or misjudged, now is the time to make your choices and lead where others will not go. Create the wild fever and spill your magic into the world to inspire others to let their flames release in the name of change and renewal. So the magic spell, it says, this will raise a cone of power and connect with your divine self. A moon mirror, drawing down the moon, will invite the divine feminine into your space, while a selenite crystal tower will promote purity and honesty and clear all chakras. So this is a selenite tower for anybody who's curious. You can kind of see what that looks like. I love these. I use these to cleanse my decks and my other stones. This is another selenite here, this little heart. All right. If anybody's interested in doing that. So it says, cleanse your space with a sage smudge stick, which is this. Place a moon mirror on your altar, then place a selenite tower on the mirror. Place 12 white tea candles around the crystal as if each one was the number on a clock. Light your candles from 1 to 12 to clockwise. Imagine a cone of white light building power from the crystals and candle and healing upwards, as high as you can imagine, to the planes of pure thought and energy. Raise your energy even higher so you can connect with your higher self. Ask your higher self to fill you with divine power so you can make a difference in the world. Keep visualizing the white light, raising upwards until you feel the energy dissipate. Let the candles burn out and keep the selenite tower on your altar to be used whenever you feel you need to top up of this powerful energy. Okay. That's beautiful. So I'm interpreting this as destruction and rebuilding. So again, we're getting out of the social constructs of whatever you thought you needed to be and whoever anybody else told you needed to be. and you're getting divinely pissed and letting your rage out. And I think of this too as the phoenix. The phoenix always burns itself to ashes before it can emerge as the powerful bird. So I'm seeing this very much as the phoenix rising story. So let go of what doesn't serve you, walk away from the things you feel trapped from, because again, you can walk away at any time, especially with that Eight of Swords. Those are just swords other people have put in place in front of you. So, all right, let's get into the Rose Oracle, and this will be the last one on this pile. So let's get a Rose Oracle for the threshold. And we have the Breathing Rose. Heart healing, emotions, connection, and time eases. Okay. The Breathing Rose. So often healing is a slow, steady process. It's complex, not linear. It takes as long as it takes. And most of the time, that's much longer than we'd wish. But, like all things in nature, there's a mysterious intelligence to it. And if we trust it and let the vibrant petals fall to the earth, cut back what's no longer, and protect the new shoots and buds from being pried open, we may find ourselves in a second bloom. And fruit will follow. You can't manufacture that. We must trust the great mystery in the process. The bud somehow manages to burst through the constraints by opening to life. I'm seeing that relate to that too. Again, you're busting out of something. All of nature has this intelligence within it. The challenge when we're going through a time of healing, which is another word for growth, transformation, change, is not to close ourselves off from the world when we most want to separate and shut down. To somehow find the courage to open through the agony, the difficulty, and the hurt. And when we feel safe enough, we let life soften us, not harden us, to deepen and cradle us. This is a card of deep heart healing. It will often come to us as a symbol of emotional healing that's in the process of happening. The mending's underway. Treat yourself and your healing with compassion, understanding, and gentleness. This is a card of deep encouragement that you're doing it. Time will ease everything soon. And then if you want to journal about something, how can you treat yourself with gentle compassion and softness? And how can you trust the timing of your healing? So one of the things that I read a while back regarding that was we often are our own worst critics. And so that's something to stop. We shouldn't be bashing ourselves. That's what's keeping us in low confidence. You almost have to treat yourself as if you were your own child, handle with kid gloves. Or if your best friend, is going through something, you wouldn't talk to them the way you talk to yourself. A lot of times you'd be soft and compassionate and understanding, and we need to look at ourselves in the same light. Okay, so that's the message I have for those two piles. Okay, so the next card out we're going to pull is the Ordeal, which is the deeply profound challenge or dilemma you will face along the way. This is the lurking shadow that will reveal itself so that you can grow. All right. So what is your lurking shadow? There it is. Came right out. Okay. The fault line. Yeah, that came in a previous reading. Let's get a tarot to go with that, with the fault line. What do we have with the fault line? Okay. We have the Six of Swords. That's great. Six of Swords is about getting away. So you see in the card here, you have choppy waters, rough waters, and then out here, calm waters. So generally, this is about getting away from something. You're like, I am done with that. I'm getting out of here. All right, and then the fault line. I'm going to read it, but that's about, walking on eggshells. Look, I opened right to it. That's crazy. So the fault line stands for the fissure, the crack, the weak link. In light, it is redefining reality and breaking open. In darkness, it is precariousness, pretending, and delusion. Okay. The song is Dance to Everything is Broken by Bob Dylan. Everything is Broken by Bob Dylan. So, anybody familiar with that song? Now, remember, this is the ordeal. So, this is the dilemma that you're going to face. Okay. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues. You become fearful and tense and long for stable ground. Such is the energy of the fault line. It's the energy of walking on eggshells, of precarious dynamics, of sensing what is ready to break open into chaos. It's likely this cracking open is overdue. Its fault lines develop slowly and naturally from underlying elemental pressures. This card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for change than to walk along the fault line pretending all is well. There is no easy fix for the situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics from the ground up. Okay. I interpret that as the Tower card. It's basically saying that the foundation that you have built may have been built on shaky ground, But this card being in front of that is great because, again, now it's showing you leaving that energy. You're aware of the fault line. You're aware that the ground is shaky, and you're saying, "Yeah, I need to get out of here. This is not for me." Okay. Let's go with Believe in Your Magic on this pile. Let's see what we got. Okay, for the ordeal, we have Universe. We're all just stardust. Okay. I kind of look at that as, with this, you're not alone. I see it as you are always supported. And again, we said here that you are always divinely protected and supported, and you should definitely trust that. And I also see this as, that's the universe holding you in its hand. Like, yes, we're all just stardust, but we are supported now and always. That's comforting. At least it is for me. Okay, let's see what goddess cards we have for this pile, for the ordeal. Cordelia, it says, go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. I don't know about any of you guys, but where I live, it's cold. And anytime I go outside, it's not for fresh air. It's because I have to. Although when it's warmer here, you catch me outside all the time. I love the outdoors. So do what you can with this card. Don't have to take it so literal. All right. So the meaning of this card is your manifestation will appear in May, and or when the weather is warmer. Spend time in nature, change to a job that allows for more connection with nature, practice environmentalism, and recognize the need for balance in your life, for more rest and play. There it is. All right. Very good. Now we get into the pure magic deck. All right, let's see what wants to come out for that. This is under the ordeal. And we have Florida water. Anybody here use Florida water? I know I do. I think what weirds me out about it is that they sell it as a cologne. And I would never wear it as a cologne. It doesn't even smell good as a cologne. But I guess if you're trying to ward off spirits, maybe wearing it as a cologne is okay. Okay, so number 31. And it says natural form, enchanted potion, red roses, and cleansing. So that's what I use it for. When I start to feel energy shifting in my home, I grab the Florida water, I start spraying around and cursing at spirits that shouldn't be here. You use it for whatever you use it for, dear. The first act of cleansing in human lives began with the first bath after birth. I think that's funny because there is a lot of things that have come up in this reading about birth. So somebody may also be dealing with that. Birth does not have to be an actual childbirth. It could be birthing an idea. It could be birthing a new version of you. Something, though, wants to come out. And with that, something needs to be let go of. So again, when we're talking about confidence and feeling trapped and letting the fire burn everything down, I am very much reading this as it is you that's being birthed. Some of you, again, take this as it resonates, because some of you may be pregnant and some of you may have a child. This is very fortuitous for anybody who's pregnant and having a child. Okay, things are going to be awesome for you. Just want to say that. However, if you're not bearing a child, this is you being birthed. So you're going to burn everything down, start fresh, and then go from there. So that's what I'm seeing with it. Okay. It is only fitting that we continue to use water as the sacred essence of rejuvenation and renewal. When the Florida water card appears, it is time to take a step back and return to our natural form of spiritual purity and simplicity. There it is. You have been drawn far into the depths of the troubles, stresses, and anxiety of following life in its dictated fashion. And nature is calling you back to remember how you first began. You chose to either continue the path of detaching from your divine nature or reclaim your sacred spirit's poetry once more. Remember your inner power and dive deep into the blood of earth, the waters of life divine. When you magically infuse water with herbs, crystals, and sacred symbols, you create a powerful, enchanted potion to dispel heavy bonds and binds. You cleanse your aura and your surroundings, renewing the lease of vitality, and invigorate your sacred space. White and red roses are nature's symbols of purity, truth, and courageous love, and they whisper that it is now time to return to the seat of your spiritual eye and strip away the conditions that no longer serve your path. You are an agent of wise nature, and you shall be claimed by the beauty of passion, dreams, and joy if only you would allow it. So, this is your choice here. I'm going to the tarot here. Hidden emotions, feeling stuck and trapped, getting away from that. You have a choice, though. You have a choice to either stay in this and dwell in this and never speak about your true feelings and the yearnings of your heart. You can remain trapped or feel like you're trapped, allowing others to put those swords and bindings on you, and say, yep, I accept my fate, I'm stuck. Or you can go towards your divine purpose and break free of that. So this is somebody, again, I know that this is 8 and 6. However, in the spread, this comes before that and this comes after that. So in the progression of things, you're getting out of it and you're breaking free. So I am proud of whoever this is, whoever is resonating for this. It is time to cleanse and return to natural form, dispel the adopted energies and pains of others, and remember who you are, individual and unique. Dust has settled, but it is not your time to be comfortable. You are needed by the greater story. So this energy arises for you to clear out anything that you no longer need in your life. Time is going by and you are being urged to move with it. You are here to be helpful and here to be kind. You can only do so when you and your energies are clear, confident, and in control. Craft a bottle of Florida water and cleanse your spiritual house. As you cleanse the spirit and the mind, cleansed is the body and cleansed is the divine. All right, so there is a recipe here for making your own Florida water. You can also just buy it in the store. Most grocery stores carry it. Where did I find mine? By the hair products? I don't know. But anyways, I will leave this here. I don't know if anybody can even read that. So it is 10 milliliters of vodka. It could be garbage vodka. Don't buy the expensive stuff. 10 drops of bergamot. 9 drops of orange. These are essential oils. 8 drops of lemon. 7 drops of petit grain. 6 drops of lavender. 5 drops of tangerine. 4 drops of rosemary. 3 drops of lang lang. 2 drops of cinnamon and 1 drop of clove. I like how it counts down. It's like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, all the way down to 1. So for anybody wanting to make their own Florida water, go for it. The instructions say place all the ingredients in the listed order into an empty 15 milliliter essential oil bottle. Shake well and pour a small amount into your palm. Rub the palms together and brush them a couple of centimeters above your body, running your hands over your aura with the fragrant mixture. This energy bath will clear away any heaviness and bring in lighter, finer energy along with fresh new prospects. So I will say that for me personally, I don't do that because I don't want to smell like that stuff. I don't. Do what you want to do with it. I put it in a little 2-ounce spray bottle and keep it nearby, and I spray it. So you can disperse it any way you want. And again, depending on what you need to use it for, if you really are trying to cleanse yourself, I never use the Florida water to cleanse myself. I use it to cleanse my atmosphere. But again, each person's going to be a little different and they're going to be called to do whatever it is they're called to do. But again, me personally, the smell is not what I want to go around smelling like. All right, let's see what the Rose Oracle has to say for this pile. All right, Rose Oracle, what do we have for the ordeal? We have the reunion. Okay. Wow. I think that's beautiful because immediately the first word was soul recognition. And then we have collaboration, partnership, friendship. So this could be you reuniting with yourself. Again, when we read on, I think it was this one. Yeah, I think it was this one. The ritual about speaking to your higher self or, getting to your higher self. But this is also saying that it could be a collaboration, a partnership, or a friendship. So it may be a reunion with yourself, or maybe your soul tribe is appearing. I really want to see what this is. All right, the reunion. This current period in history has been spoken of by mystics throughout the ages. And you chose to incarnate right in the middle of it. You didn't do so alone. We came here in waves and with joint soul missions. You were never meant to walk this life alone. It's time to come back together to remember that we're not in competition. Rather, we hold keys for each other. This is the way to the rose. The bloom bravely, regardless of what others are doing. Okay. And not to be threatened when others do this alongside you. So I attribute that as the peacock versus the flamingo. If you were a flamingo, would you be looking at the peacock in jealousy? Like, oh, I envy that peacock because it's just so much more pretty than me. You know, maybe the peacock's over there saying the same thing about the flamingo. But here's the thing, we don't need to compare ourselves to anybody. Comparison is the thief of joy. I know we've all heard that before. So I believe that the flamingo and the peacock can live life individually and together and be beautiful in themselves and have the confidence in themselves without judging and comparing themselves to others. So that's what I'm getting at is we are each individual and unique, and end all comparison is the thief of joy. All right. The rose doesn't open and close according to who's walking by. She reveals her beauty to the world without waver. You're here to do that too. There are people who at a soul level choose to walk alongside you, but for them to find you, you must first let them see you. Reveal yourself to the world. Open your heart and mind to collaboration rather than competition. So many of us, particularly those who identify as women, have learned to be mistrustful of one another, as if we're in competition. This card comes with a message of collaborations, partnerships, and friendships. Confirmation that one or more people are entering your life, or it could be a sign that you're being called to co-create on a project with someone you already know. Decide to bloom together. That's beautiful. So again, it very much ties into the thing I was just saying about the birds and not comparing yourself. You know, I'm also attributing this as we're attracting our soul tribe. There's a whole tribe of people out there that are just like you in some way. And if you're not radiating your authentic frequency, they can't find you. So that's what the long and short of this message is, you know, there are people out there that want to know you, want to collaborate with you, want to reunite with you. Whether it's someone from your past or not, it could be past life. So soul tribes usually sign up for things and then they go on their soul mission. And, you know, let's just say you have a platonic soulmate who is really just there to help you grow and you are there to help them grow. There may never be anything romantic between the two of you, but you are part of each other's soul tribe because your soul frequency is so similar. So you may have gone through very similar, you know, trials and tribulations in your life, and you are there to help each other. And the only way that you can find each other is with your internal soul frequency. And if you are wearing some kind of mask or stuck in some other energy, you know, you're not going to be found. So that's the message for this pile. Okay, so the next card that we're going to pull from this deck is called the Boon, which is the reward, wisdom, skill, or blessing that you will attain on the journey. This gift is mystical by nature and can't be found in creative comforts. Okay, so this is while you're on your journey, what are you going to find? Some sort of wisdom, reward, whatever it is. What are you going to find? Okay, the mountain. All right, let's get a tarot to go with that. The Hermit. All right. That is internal work. Somebody's I'm seeing this a couple ways. Somebody's traveling up a mountain as a hermit. In the Hermit card, there's no background, but it is definitely an internal journey. It is a journey inward. And there's even a little man in the mountain here. Let's see if we can pull that up. Okay. I know I'm going to have to move this because there's not enough room for another row of cards. Okay. So let's get into the mountain. All right. So the mountain stands for the ascent, the peak, the insurmountable. When light, grounded in the eternal, steadfast and uplifting. When dark, ominous, daunting, isolating, frigid. The thing that they're giving you is not a song this time, it's a poem, it looks like. Mary Oliver's The Poet Dreams of the Mountain. Okay. So I like that in the dark of the mountain it says that this could be isolating, which is what the hermit is. It's about taking that internal journey. So the mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminds us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that have made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience, yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. Wow. That one got to me. Holy cow. Especially with the Hermit card there. The Hermit card is about the journey inward. And what they're saying is that, there's two paths you can take. You could take the one climbing the mountain, and that may be easier. It may not be. But that's you standing at the top of the mountain and saying, yep, I made it to the top. Now what? That's when you might be judging other people, judging yourself. You're kind of doing things superficially, based on societal norms, like, oh, everybody's climbed a mountain. Yeah, sure. But how often do people take the journey inward and find the things inside the mountain? Like the jewels, the crystals, the beautiful things. So that's what this is saying to me, is this is something that you're going to attain on your journey. And if you want to choose to just take the exterior route and go to the top of the mountain, you're likely not going to find the beauty that lies within. So I also look at that as being superficial, going after a person because they look good, but maybe they have no brains, no personality, nothing. I am personally the opposite. Yes, looks can be a benefit when you're going into a relationship, but I tend to see this version of the person. And then if there's looks, that's an added benefit. But, everybody's different on their paths. All right. Let's get one of these for this pile. Work your magic. Castle, it's time for healing, not war. All right. It's time for healing. Okay. So when it says not war, this means that you might be directing your hostilities outward instead of turning them inward. So that's what I'm seeing with this collection of cards here. We're basically at a point where we got to stop blaming other people for our tragedies and the things that we've dealt with. Accept that they happen to us and that we are meant to heal, to go within, to find the beautiful diamonds and gems within and not cast them outwards. So it is a time for healing, not war. Wow. All right. Let's see what Goddess has a message for us. I almost wanted to come out, but it didn't. Changed its mind. I thought I did, but I don't. Okay. Ooh, we have Dana, High Priestess. She's the one on the cover. Let's see. It says, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. All right. So this is what I feel is going to be found within. So I feel like there are a lot of ladies out there, and I know that this could be a general message for anybody who it's for, but a heroine versus a hero tends to be towards the women. Okay. So what this is saying is that it's in there. You got to take the journey inward and find it. Okay. Go inward, go to that mountain, find the beauty that lies within. And then it says that you have to use it to help others through your spiritual teaching. Okay. So not only are you finding your self-love, your self-worth, your beauty, your confidence, your whatever inside that you're finding, but then you are destined to share it. All right. So meanings of that card is lead workshops, write books or articles, look for opportunities to teach, be a role model of peace, honor your divinity, and know that you are a leader. All right. So I don't know if anybody resonates with that message about being a leader, but underneath this, it says it's time for healing and not war. So we're basically in a place where we need to find peace. And even going back to this with the swords being around you, it doesn't have to be, again, your confidence, your self-esteem and that sort of thing. I mean, it could literally be anything. Like I'm going back to like religious debates and political debates and what are things that you can't talk to about with a certain person or group of people because it will create a war. You're breaking free of that. You're saying, I don't believe in these social constructs of you must fit in this box or you must fit in this box. I'm going to go heal internally, become a leader, which most of us are destined for. That is our life path. And then once we heal and do our inner work, we're going to become a teacher and lead others and help them do their inner work. All right. Let's get a practical magic. All right, this is Salamander. Ouroboros, creative work, infinite wisdom, and alchemy. So the number is 23. So let's read on that. Oh, it's pure magic. I said practical magic. Probably because it's a good movie. All right, small lizard-like creatures. There's the lizards. You can see them in this card there. With slim bodies and short tails. In the tarot, salamanders are depicted within the suit of wands, another symbol of fire and creativity. And each time they are drawn in circular form, as if attempting to reach their own tails. This image is, in fact, a reference to the ancient esoteric symbol of the Ouroboros, a sacred symbol of infinity, never ending, never dying. When wood was brought indoors and placed into the fire, salamanders would appear from the flames. It is for this reason folklore associates the creature with the element of fire, despite them being water-based. Perhaps also this gives the salamander the ability to be understood as a creature of dual balance. Salamanders have been recorded in multiple medieval texts in alchemy and magic, even appearing in notes by Aristotle and Leonardo da Vinci. Salamanders teach us to step into our power and show others what we are made of, to learn to adapt to changing environments and survive at all costs. Call on their spirits when you need aid in facing adversity, comfort in changing surroundings to add energy to a forgotten or neglected cause, or bridge passions with grounded reality. There is no task too big for the salamander to work on. Energy is shifting course, and you are being guided to prepare for change and metamorphosis. There is no turning back or hiding away now. The spirits know you are ready. Are there projects left unfinished? Are you procrastinating over your next moves? Nudge yourself back to creative work and keep that fire burning alive. If the fire is beginning to flicker, the responsibility falls on you. When you finally own the wisdom of your creative aptitude, you will be able to teach others to ignite their flames as well. I think that's also beautiful because it goes along with this and saying you are destined to be a leader. You know, our job here is to work on ourselves, and then our Phoenix Rising moment is to lead and teach others. And some of us may be scared of this. I'm gonna throw that out there because I feel that too. Ugh. Some people are letting fear keep them somewhere. This. Ooh, that is tough because nobody can help you with that. And that's one of the hardest things, you know, as a reader, is I'm tapping into the energies and I feel what you guys are feeling. I don't always want to, but they come and I feel them. And as soon as I finished reading this and knowing that, you know, from all this comes a leader, that terrifies some people. It does. And that's okay. But we're meant to do it anyways. And you may feel totally different once all this inner work is done. You know, if you're back here and you're not quite to this phase yet, you'll get there. And it's going to be a beautiful transition. I can't wait. I hope to see some of you as spiritual leaders and teachers and healers. I really do. I wish that for everybody, you know? Come out of this unconfident energy, follow your path, and get to the end. All right, so there is a magic spell for this, and it says, It is a spell for transformation and change. Light 3 red candles and say, I ask for transformative power of the salamanders. Place a charcoal disc on a ceramic plate with one of the candles and say, I call upon the guardians of fire and change. Place some frankincense, resin, incense on the disc, and watch as the smoke curls around and cleanses your space. And then say, with this smoke, I transmute and evolve. I am ready, I am ready, I am ready. Concentrate on the flame and smoke. You may see visions or have messages come to you, whispers of what to do next. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's do Rose Oracle. Rose Oracle next. All right, Rose Oracle, what do we have for this pile? Come to me, attracting like a rose, receive abundance desires. Okay. I'm seeing that as being a magnet, attracting, magnetizing. So with this, and you doing the internal work and becoming a leader, you do become a magnet for all of your desires, abundance. Yes. All right, let's read it. Have you ever noticed how in summer, when the roses are at their fullest and their scent is hanging in the air, bees and other pollinators suddenly appear? Pollination happens when pollen from one plant mixes with the pollen from another, or is transferred from the stigma of one flower to the stigma of another. Roses don't go running all over the place, reaching and grabbing. Rather, they rely on the bees to come to them. The rose is never reaching for the bee. It's never grasping or overstretching. It embraces what it is fully and allows life to come to it. It receives it fully. It doesn't open and close according to who walks by. It opens and blooms regardless. This card is about receiving abundance, rose style. It's an invitation to receive the sweetness of your life, to embrace the magnificence of who you are, and also to open yourself up to the possibility of receiving what you yearn for deeply. To be clear on what you desire, to trust that all that's meant for you wants to come to you. To state your desires out loud and let your yearnings be known. To ask for what you desire. Don't reach or grasp. Don't strive, control, or manipulate. That will leave you exhausted, parched, and brittle. This card delivers the message that true sustainable abundance is coming. Connect with your sensual true nature and be unashamed, don't be ashamed, be unashamed of what you desire, and when it comes, relish each minute. So a couple questions you can ask yourself is, what do you desire? What are you ready to open yourself up to receive? And how can you attract like a flower? All right. So that is the end of that pile. Last pile, which is the return. This is about what you can expect to encounter upon your return. The homecoming impacts your ability to integrate meaningful change and prepare accordingly. So this is basically now you've completed your heroine's journey. You're in the last phase, which is now you're returning. You're coming back to yourself. So what can we expect with that? All right. And we have the shadow. The shadow. That's what we can expect. More shadow. All right, let's get a tarot to go along with that. The devil. Okay, the devil. I feel like the devil's coming out a lot lately in my readings. The devil to me is shadow work, which is under the shadow card. While yes, the devil can mean other things, seeing as how it's right under the shadow card, I'm going to say it is shadow work. So let's read on the shadow. Okay. It stands for the unspeakable, the unwelcome, the denied. When light, revealing unconscious aspects of the self and the world. When dark, denying unconscious aspects of the self and world. Okay. The thing that they want you to look into, which I don't know if this is a song or book or whatever, it says Owning Your Own Shadow by R. Johnson. Okay. Although every card in the archetypes deck has a shadow potential, this card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. We often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, and made right through effort and achievement. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. By rejecting parts of ourself and the world, we begin to separate from the world rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow. We busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. This is denial. When this card appears, it is time to take inventory of those things you've been denying. When the mind responds with, no, anything but that, you are touching the shadow. Find support for this deep inner work and move towards the shadow with patience and compassion. Wow. All right. So, what I'm seeing with this is integrating shadow. So, while true, you are on a journey and you are attempting to ascend and to illuminate your shadow. And while there are things you can do to help it, I'm trying to reword what's in my mind. Yet we're not trying to rewire ourselves. We're trying to work with ourselves. So again, when we were talking about low confidence over here and it coming over time, confidence is a shadow element because having a lack of confidence, you need to illuminate and then become confident. However, it is still a shadow element that is a part of you. So these two cards can be very similar in that I told you that these swords and the bondage are put up by either you, self-inflicted, or societal or whatever, and that you can get out of it. Okay? These are loosely wrapped. You can pull them off. There is a way to get out by just stepping forward. Even if you leave the blindfold on, you can get out of it. The same goes for this. Because these people are here on their own free will. And you can actually see how loose the chains are and that they can free themselves at any time. All right. And we have thorns. Weave together the crown you deserve. Beautiful, beautiful. So that is about self-love. And again, maybe other people didn't see your worth or didn't want to say you deserve a crown, but you're doing it your damn self. You are weaving together the crown you deserve. And look, there's red roses everywhere. So you are attracting abundance, your desires, collaboration, friendship, partnerships, You're healing your heart. It's just great. It's beautiful. All right, let's get to the goddesses. Abundantia, which is prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. That's another thing too, is, are you open to receiving what's coming? Some people kind of shut themselves down and don't know how to receive. And that's another thing to learn. I know that with feminine energy, feminines are the receivers. And that's why with this card, they're saying don't chase, you attract. Because somebody who is, let's just say, unbalanced in their feminine and masculine energy, if it is a feminine who's more in her masculine energy, she may chase and, not attract. So she may not even know how to receive something that's given to her because she's so used to chasing after it. So that's one thing that I'm seeing with this too, is creating that balance between your feminine and your masculine energy so that you can receive and attract. Because we weren't put here to go chasing after everything. Okay? The universe has our back right here. They hold us and give us what we need. So let's read this card. It is about be open to receiving. A new windfall of money is coming to you, and you have nothing to worry about. Your new venture will be financially successful. Visualize and affirm abundance. Abundance comes to you in many ways, including extra time, support, and ideas. All right. And I'm going to talk on that too for a minute because, I, for whatever reason, always attributed abundance with money. And I always thought that, I'm abundant. It means I have money. I'm good. But when it says that abundance can be, time, energy, whatever, it's so true because when I was going through kind of this inner work in this phase, and, we're doing this cycle over and over and over again, it feels like, time was one of the things that I felt I lacked. And what I was told was that in order to receive time, you often need to give time. So I want someone out there to ponder that dilemma. Why are you not receiving what you need? Are you free with your time? Are you stingy with it? Do you need more money? Do you donate money? Do you give it to friends and family or, different charities that need it? A homeless person on the road asking for money? Do you give freely and with no expectations? Oftentimes, what we give comes back to us tenfold. So keep that in mind when you are thinking about how abundant you are. Because what you're hoping will come to you may not come if your mindset is not correct, I mean, we can go into all the ways you can donate your time, your money, your whatever, but if you are in need of something, give it away. Whether it's time, money, space, love. That's the best way to get love, is to love yourself. You looking for love in your life? You want that partnership, that friendship? Be a good friend if you want to attract a good friend. Be a good mate or partner if you want to attract that in your life. So that's my message for you with that one. Let's get into the pure magic and see what wants to come out for that. We're almost done, guys. You've almost completed your heroine's journey. We're on the last phase. And we have secret seances, spirit world messages, assistance, and memories. Okay. Let's read that. That's number 15. All right. Divine spiritual entities are usually friendlier and more receptive to petitions than the spirits of dearly departed humans, with the exception, perhaps, of your own personal ancestral spirits. They speak to us in dreams, memories, and hidden whispers in the wind, and their presence can be felt when we quiet down and really listen to the silence. The dead do not truly leave, for they are intertwined with nature and the makeup of our cosmic world. You are being asked to remember the true essence of your being and to reach into the void and pull from it the assistance you seek. A message, a reminder, or an assurance that all is well and as it should be. Everything is perfect by natural laws. The spirit world holds paths and doors that can shift and unblock our roads in the physical world, but the doors can only be open if we seek assistance of the benevolent beings waiting to give service. Support is coming from the other side, with a reminder that not everything is permanent. Make the most of the moments that occur and be consciously present. You have aid in waiting. If you just open the way to receive the help, let go of the control of time, as things will occur in their natural order. You are supported by your spirits, but remember to bring them their offerings. This card is a call to return to honoring the sacredness of the departed when coupled with ancestral magic. You are gently guided to listen deeply as the voice of a loved one is whispering messages to you, if only you would stop to listen. Okay, so the magic spell is a spirit summoning. Let's see. Perhaps you need an army of spirits to help you get through the day or a particular situation. Or perhaps you need an answer now and there's no time to waste. No matter the need or cause, remember that when you open the door to the world of spirits, you need to be ready for the unknown. And be sure to have an offering at hand. So to create a spirit summoning oil, blend together 2 drops each of essential oil lavender and sandalwood, and anoint yourself behind the ears and dab on your wrists as perfume. Place a few drops in an aroma diffuser and allow the smell to fill the room. Dilute the lavender oil alone within a spoonful of sandalwood paste, available where goods from India are sold, and rub into your hair and skin. For the seance incense, this is a traditional fragrance flavored by spiritualists. Mash together frankincense, resin, and sandalwood powder in a mortar and pestle and burn in a ceramic dish. Rather than summoning spirits, it may be easier to go to them. Among the most auspicious meeting places are caves, cemeteries, crossroads, ruins, and by living water, which is swamp, river, stream, beach, as well as any isolated place of natural beauty. Okay, that was that message. So, that was the last. Nope, sorry, we still have to do Rose Oracle. Rose Oracle. My bad. Okay, we have the Fertile Void. Okay, so it says inner winter, rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings. The Fertile Void. Okay, and again, fertility, talking over here about pregnancy and birthing ideas, birthing people, babies, whatever. Okay, so this is a very auspicious card. It holds the potent golden seeds of a new beginning and the aftermath of an end. We're called to have patience and enter the state of deep rest, repair, regeneration, and acceptance. to let the part of our lives or even who we once were metaphorically die in order to seed, sprout, bud, and bloom again. There's often a letting go, a grief or mourning involved, a death of self or what once was, the ending of things that were once important, relationships, jobs, identities, ways of being. The fertile void asks that we honor endings to begin again. It's a crucial part of growth, and new isn't possible without it. In the card, you can see the golden seed cradled in the dark, fertile womb of the soil. It's easy to mistake this phase of growth as one where nothing much is happening. But beneath the surface of the winter soil, things have never been more active. Winter is a phase of initiation, renewal, and rebirth. When we're going through a period of inner winter, we experience this too. We metaphorically go underground by coming to a standstill and allowing ourselves to recover and rest. We don't realize it, but this is the most important part of our growth, and it takes faith and surrender to do it. Trust the sureness of the soil. The new is being woven without you having to micromanage every move. Trust the sureness of the soil. Be cradled by the great mystery. This is a very tender, powerful time. And the question is, how can you surrender into the great mystery? All right. So with this whole journey, again, we're starting here, we're going through all the things, and we're coming to our end. And I love the way that the cards came out because this is just such a beautiful energy. It's literally saying that in winter, we're dormant. Where I'm at right now, it is winter. Okay? And that during this time, inner work is being done. Okay? It also said that we may do this time and time again. So we think of life as a cycle. It's a circle, right? And sometimes we've got to go around that circle numerous times. So this is a journey, not a destination. That means we're going to start here and go through this. And once we're done, we're going to end up right back here again. Now, we're not going to address the same issues in the middle. However, we might if we fail to learn the lessons. So again, with the fault line, everybody's fault line is going to be something different. All right? There are many things out there in the world that would constitute your fault line. Okay? It could be your job, it could be your relationships, it could be anything. So just know that even though it's going to happen again and again and again and again, the universe is always there to support you. Okay? Cleanse yourself in your spaces, because that's very important. Call upon your ancestors when you need in the universe. Know that you are being called to be a leader. And I like this area about the being pissed and the fire. Burn it down. Burn it down so that new can be created. All right. I'm going to do one last oracle card here. I know this has been long. This is Rumi. I just want to see if Rumi has anything to say. All right, Rumi. We have the lion and the deer. And that is number 22. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this because it's long. I'll catch you in bits and pieces of it. So it says, when you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. I love that. We're talking about roses this entire time. When you fly towards heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. You are the lion and the deer. You are bold, fierce, and vibrant. And you are silent, sweet, and gentle. If I should come to you in arrogance, You roar at me until my falsehood quakes in fear. So terrified it gives up the game, and love's conquest happens yet again. If I should come to you in surrendered adoration, open to whatever you may wish, you are so gentle with me. Like a deer, you offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministrations. So then I do not fear my own errors, for even I stumble into arrogance. I shall be made wiser for your magnificent roar and become humble. Even if I become weak, I shall draw, succor evoking the tenderness in you. Whatever is needed to keep me true, true to love, is what you give me. For you are the holy lion, proud and mighty, and the sweet deer, gentle as the mildest breezes of spring. That's beautiful. I love it. Okay. So that is my reading for you today. I do hope that you found something useful in this message today. This is what needed to come out. And I do hope that I get to see you again in a future read. So stay the course. Your inner journey is beautiful and fruitful. It's leading you somewhere very important. You need yourself to be your absolute best. And getting through this is necessary. So I wish you all love, wealth, abundance, happiness, joy, and everything in between on your journeys. And I'm always here as a guiding light to anybody who needs it. Thank you so much for your sharing of energy and love. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much. May you be truly blessed, all of you.